An incredible story of hope this morning. A Kingwood High School football player is walking again following a traumatic brain injury. It didn't happen on the field. 16-year-old Michael Trocko fell off a friend's car back in April and was unconscious for weeks at Texas Children's Hospital. Doctors were worried he may never wake up, much less walk or talk again, but he's proven everybody wrong. Look at him there. So incredible.
And look at him here. We've got Michael, your dad, yes, Charlie, and Dr. Howard Pryor, trauma medical director at Texas Children's Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so Michael, let's start with you. Let's talk about this incredible recovery. What happened exactly with your accident?
I thought it would be a good idea to hang out of a car and mess around.
Oh.
Clearly not.
Clearly not. And when did that happen?
Back in April. It was an April Fool's joke, but not that funny, you know?
Yeah. Oh, not funny at all. I can't even fathom as a parent what that had to be like when you found out what was going on in their recovery. What did all of that look like for you?
It was an emotional roller coaster ride. That's the best way I could put it. It's goods and bads and bad news and good news, and you know, luckily it all turned out well, but yeah, definitely emotional.
And so, Michael, that led to a traumatic brain injury. How are you doing now?
I'm doing great because I am great.
You are great. That's right.
You have to just have felt like you have a second lease on life. I love your sense of humor. You're just sort of laughing through all of it now.
I did all to get out of finals, but not the best idea.
No, definitely not a good idea to miss that. So let's talk about what had to happen and what kind of treatment that he underwent in order to reverse this.
Well, Michael had a very significant head injury. Thankfully, at Texas Children's, we have a neurocritical care ICU that's specifically dedicated to recover children with traumatic brain injuries, and I work with an incredible team of colleagues who focus on recovery at the highest level. He was basically unconscious for a considerable period of time, and really required airway protection, so he had to be intubated, and he required tube feedings and so forth for a significant period of time while his brain had a chance to recover. He had multiple neurosurgical operations by the neurosurgery service. He was worked on with inpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy. Our neurocritical specialists were working with him pretty much every day for weeks and weeks. And it's very interesting. Traumatic brain injuries have a very prolonged period of time for recovery. And Michael's course in the hospital was very consistent with that, with some ups and downs along the way. But his parents were at the bedside 100% of the time, making sure that he knew that he was both loved and cared for and supporting and encouraging him. We had a team of nurses that are absolutely indispensable. They're unique to our hospital because they work exclusively on this type of injury. And between them and the doctors that rounded on him every day for the neurocritical care portion and the trauma service, it was an entire team effort. And at the end of the road, Michael has matched everyone's effort by putting forth all of his own hard work and effort for physical therapy recovery and occupational recovery, and he looks, as you can see, totally fantastic.
Yeah, like you would never even know.
Flirting with me or something?
Well, Dad, speaking of that recovery process, you were there for every step, and Michael, you may not even have all those memories back, but can you tell us what that was like and describe that recovery to us?
Like I said, it was a roller coaster. There was some really good points and some, you know, upsetting stuff, but I just tell you, the neurosurgeon team, they're not here to thank right now, but they did an awesome job, and Dr. Pryor and his team, they did great too. It made a difference, you know, a bunch of world-class people working on your kids. So.
Oh, that had to be an incredible feeling. And now, Michael, we see you here. You got to go back and thank your medical team. That doesn't happen all that often, because I know a lot of times medical workers always wonder what happened to that patient, but in this instant, they get to see what was that like for you to go back and see these people who took care of you for a really long time.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, felt good to see them. Did you remember most of them?
Not a clue.
No, you didn't, because his brain was so traumatized. That would be a normal thing to happen, right?
It's very common, actually.
Yeah.
But they all remembered. There was that little clip you showed there was a lot of crying behind the scenes. People couldn't believe how fantastic he looked.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Pryor and Michael and your dad, Charlie, for coming in and sharing this incredible story with us. A lot of inspiration for people out there.
I believe you're doing so well, bud. Keep it up.